Welcome back to my Klutzy Cupid. Last time, we finally got onto a route. It wasn't the one I was planning on, but we're on a route nonetheless. This is Adu's route. I heaved a heavy sigh as I lay soaking in the tub. The reason being?
何ぼさっとしてるんですか。さっさと書いてくださいよ。ほらほらほら。
Yep. I heard you, okay? Stop pushing me. But, you know, it's just...
まさかこの後に及んでまだ一人に絞れないって言うんですか？
What in the hell? Hopefully you can't hear that, but, the local farmer decided it was the perfect time to start mowing, I guess. Got a big-ass tractor going across the street. No, that's not it. If anything, there's only one person whose name popped into my head the moment I thought about it. And that person was the girl standing in front of me.
何ですか、つぬぐさん。
なんでもない。Just takes a lot of courage to write someone's name in the love note when you're standing right in front of you, okay? That being the case, I need to take a bath first.
はあ？なんでですか。その前にちゃちゃっとノートに名前書いてくださいよ。
That's the thing. I need to cleanse myself before I officially make my decision, right?
なるほど。みそぎ的なことですね。
Performing your what? Exactly. So anyway, I'll be right back so that I can do this properly.
その真剣さや大変よしです。頑張って体を清めてきてください。
God, she actually fell for that. And so here we are. It really was just like Love Miel got fooled by such a stupid excuse. Still, if I was to pick someone's name to write, I honestly can't think of anyone else's but hers. She's kind of an idiot and annoying, as well as the main source of all of my problems right now. But even so, before I realized it, after all this time we'd spent together, I began to find myself thinking only about her. In short, I had feelings for Love Miel as a woman. I had no choice but to admit it. That's why I was stalling for time right now, as my heart secretly pounded in my chest. After all, once I write her name down on the love note, her fatedness is gonna tell me exactly how she feels about me. After gauging that a suitable amount of time had passed, I returned to my room while drying my hair. However... Adu was lying face down on my bed, fast asleep, limply... That's probably what it is. Limply holding a manga in one hand. Somehow I'm not surprised. As I laughed to myself, I felt as though I'd given in a way. Well, anyway, it solves my problem rather neatly. Now, where's the love note? Moving quietly as to not wake Adu, I fished the notebook out of my drawer and scribbled her name down. I hesitated for a second, unsure whether to write Love Me Edu or Edu Koimi. But since she was in her human form right now, I decided to go with the latter. Soon, words began to appear on the page.
Koimi Eiru, 運命度72.
72?! Number had gone up a surprising amount. Didn't this mean we were almost a couple? She'd once told me that a fatedness of 80 was tantamount to being lovers after all. I had no idea she felt that way about me. It almost seemed like the feeling was mutual. I wonder what she was reading. She's still in my room, reading manga in her dreams. Huh. Don't scare me like that. Aw. Also, you're way too defenseless when you sleep like that. The way her pajamas hugged her body, accentuating the swell of her breasts and the curve of her waist. Oh, wait, I almost forgot about the advice. Using all my willpower, I turned my attention back to the notebook. If I didn't, I got the feeling I would have continued staring all night.
次のバイトの日、早めに行くといいことあるかも。
Huh. Something good. Reflexively, I looked back toward Eiru's defenseless, sleeping figure. Something good. The girl who was just on the verge of becoming my girlfriend. Ah, crap. My heart's hammering like crazy. Hi? Me too. Eiru smiled in her sleep, making my heart race even faster. Something good. I wonder what that could be. Chest swelling with anticipation, I spread out my own futon and soon drifted off to sleep.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
The next day, after our final homeroom class, it was just about time to go home. Oi, Eiru, why don't we go to work a bit earlier today? Standing up from my desk, I quickly went up to Eiru and called out to her. Fortunately, both of us had a shift at the restaurant today. Since something good was supposed to happen if I showed up early, then we were obviously meant to go together. There's a high chance it has something to do with Eiru after all.
はあ、まあ別にいいですけど。
Eiru replied, looking a little surprised. Bars. She's probably wondering why today in particular. At least, that's what I'd be wondering if I were her. And if she followed that train of thought, then...
ひょっとして昨日ラブノートからそういう掲示を？
But since I didn't want her getting suspicious, I quickly added, I'm just feeling a little hungry, so I thought we could grab a small snack to eat before work.
まあ、なるほど、そういうことですか。しょうがない人ですね、つむぐさんも。お昼はうたちゃんの曖昧弁当をしっかり食べたはずなのに。
He's panicking. Anticipating her thought process, I tried to come up with a more believable excuse. Thankfully, Eiru bought it hook, line, and sinker. Didn't know if it was because she'd always been stupidly honest or just naive. But, well, it's one of those things I rather liked about her. In any case, we decided to set off toward Fairy Tale together a little earlier than usual.
そういえばつむぐさん。
え？何？
昨日は結局ラブノートに誰の名前を書いたんですか？
I screamed internally. Why'd she have to remember that right now of all times?
私寝落ちしちゃってましたけど、お風呂上がってから書いたんですよね、つむぐさん。
God damn it. Well, yeah.
誰を書いたんです？教えてくださいよ。恋天使の私には知る権利があると思います。
I'll tell you about it later. Let's just go to work for now. I quickened my pace, cutting the conversation short. This wasn't the place to tell her it was her name I'd written after all. But then, when was the right time?
そんなに小腹空いてるんですか？それもう小腹じゃなくて普通に腹ペコって言うんじゃないですか？
Ohio!
結局いつもより40分くらい早いですね。
God damn. That's fine. It's just for today.
まあそうですけどね。そんなわけで店長さん、小腹が空いてるつむぐさんにどうかしたんですか？ああ、つむぐにエイルか。
Yep.
なんだ、今日はずいぶん早いな。どうかしたのか？
Well, you could say that. That's what we should be asking you. Looks like you were deep in thought about something there. Seemed to have been scowling at something in her hand. Tensho had always seemed to be like a person who made snap decisions, so it was rather unusual to see her brooding like that. Curious, I looked at the thing she was holding. Those tickets to an anime movie? This is rather unusual, too. Looked up at her questioningly. Tensho nodded nonchalantly.
ああ、今度うちのグループ全体がこのアニメとコラボキャンペーンを貼るんだ。
Oh shit. How about that?
ほほ
I heard a loud exclamation from the side.
ー、それは宣言の明がありますね。絶対ヒット間違いなしだと思いますし。
I sure hope so.
うん、そうなのか。はい、何せつむぐさんの部屋にも原作が全巻揃ってるくらいですし。
Really? Well, I'll be damned. What? Edu?
ほほー。まあ、なぜそれをエイルが知っているかは聞かないでおくとするが。
Yeah, it's better that you don't.
よくわかりませんが、ありがとうございます。
Oh boy. She really doesn't get the fact that she'd let slip something outrageous just now. Every other thought must jump right out of her head whenever the topic of manga comes up. Yep. Well, I suppose that's all part of her charm.
それじゃそのチケットはキャンペーンの一環ってことですか？ああ、その通りだ。本部からの支給でな。スタッフも見ておけということなのだろう。
Ah, nice. なるほど。でも、why are you looking so troubled about it?
それは簡単だ。こういうことだよ。
She waved the tickets on our faces.
取って見せろってことですか？私、それついていいんでしょうか？
What are you, her pet cat?
確かに。どちらかというと、この作品の前では公式からの供給を待ち続ける中堅ですね。
Uh-huh. Felt a twang of irritation, but chose to let it slide. Anyway, take it you mean you're troubled because you have 2 tickets and don't know what to do with them.
ああ、その通り。全員分あればこんなに悩むことはなかったんだがな。
And here is what the love note meant. More than likely. I suppose it would seem like preferential treatment if you were to invite only one of us along to go with you.
ああ、いや、私はこのアニメには興味がない。だからセットで誰にあげようかと悩んでいたんだ。
Yep.
そういうことでしたら。
Edu immediately sprang to her feet and gave Tensho a vigorous bow.
ぜひとも私たちに、原作ファンである私たちにください。 それはエイルと紡でこの映画を見に行くということでいいのか？もちろんですね、紡さん。
You're okay with that?
私はいいに決まってるじゃないですか。むしろ紡さん以外と行くなんてありえませんよ。
And there it is. そうですね. I knew she meant in this particular situation, obviously, but hearing that still made me pathetically happy.
なるほどな。だったら先着順ということで君たちに進呈するとしよう。やったー、ありがとうございます。やりましたね、紬さん。
Hi! Yeah, I guess this means we're automatically going on another date then. Hopefully this date won't go by so fucking quick like the last one did.
おはようございます。おはようございます。
Kururu, you're next. Next route, I should say. Just then, the final two members of our shift today came in.
ちょうどいいところに聞いてくださいよ、マスラさん、クルルさん。
Oh boy.
いいなぁ。
Masura's jealousy was evident after Ada told them about the tickets.
ペアチケなんでしょ？だったらエールちゃんなんかじゃなくて僕と一緒に行こうよ、紡。
What? Huh? Why?
だってエールちゃんより僕と行った方が絶対楽しいよ。
How do you figure? Well, I can't deny that. You do seem like you'd have a blast with it.
ってわけで紡、考えな。まあまあ、今回は早い者勝ちってことですよ。
Thank you, Kururu. Kosaki-san interrupted, cutting between us and Masura. Between me and Masura, excuse me.
だから気にせずお二人で行ってきてください、佐久間先輩、小泉先輩。
Hi. You're right. I felt like Kosaki-san knew more than she was letting on. But still, I appreciated her intervening on my behalf.
今日早く来てよかったですね。
You have no idea. Don't make it sound like it was your idea. I'm the one who suggested it, you know.
細かいことはいい子なしです。じゃあ次のお休みの日によろしくお願いしますね。
And so, through a fortuitous series of coincidences, Jesus fucking Christ, I was now going on a movie date with Hader. I suppose I should give credit where credit's due. This is all thanks to the Love Note's advice, after all. Feeling my heart flutter with how genuinely excited Hader seemed, I inwardly pressed my hands together in gratitude.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
The following Thursday, which was a national holiday, oh, how about that?
いよいよですよ、つむぐさん。
Edu and I arrived at the movie theater. She had been in high spirits all morning.
おトイレは済ませましたか？では飲み物とポップコーン買いましょう。その前にまずパンフレットですかね。
Jesus, girl. Calm down. We still have some time before the movie starts.
落ち着いてなんかいられませんよ。ただであの名作の映画版見れるんですよ。いいえ、これはお金を払ってもいいくらいです。動くあのキャラたちが見られるんですから。
I can think of quite a few anime characters I would love to see come to life. And several that I would definitely not want to see come to life. Titans. Anyway.
もうワクワクしっぱなしです私。つむぐさんは違うんですか？
Of course, my heart was beating pretty fast as well. But for a rather different reason. Edu hasn't said a single word about it yet, but Well, anyway you look at this, this is our second time on a date. A date at the theater was standard fare, but I never thought I'd be doing it with Edu. What's more, she already seemed to be sparkling with how much fun she was having. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The truth was, I really did feel that way about her. After all, Edu was undeniably cute, damn straight. What guy wouldn't be thrilled to go on a movie date with her? Movie date, hell. Date in general. It'd be weirder if my heart wasn't pounding. As I was inwardly making these excuses to myself, however...
俺はどうなんですか？ワクワクしてくれてないんですか？
I am, so for the time being, I tore my eyes away from her. Let's go get some pamphlets first, then buy our drinks and popcorn. Pamphlets for what? It's my treat today.
今日は何かの日ですか？
Oh, just you wait. It's our second date together. Though obviously I couldn't say that out loud. We got these tickets for free after all, so I don't mind just spending a little bit.
ああ、じゃあ絹さんに感謝ですね。
Yeah, we sure do. Oh boy. In a lot of ways.
はーい、それじゃあ早速行きましょう。
Edu jumped enthusiastically, throwing her hands into the air. I thought for sure she was gonna dash off straight away toward the theater, but
行きましょう、つむぐさん。
she grabs my hand. She waited patiently beside me. The smile on her face, as if it were the most natural thing in the world.
どうしたんですか、つむぐさん。
It's... My heart was beating faster by the minute now. It's nothing. Yuku.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Grinning happily, we made our way shoulder to shoulder into the movie theater. Approximately 2 hours later.
最高でしたね。 最高でしたね。
That was funny for some reason. Edu exclaimed the moment we stepped out of the theater. Her satisfaction seemed immeasurable. In fact, she was downright ecstatic. Yeah, it was great. They covered exactly the parts from the original manga I was hoping they would.
はい、それでそこ欲しかったってところを見事に膨らましてくれてて。
Now, if only video game movies would do the exact same thing. And not fuck the whole thing up. She nearly tripped over her words when I expressed my agreement.
バトルシーンも予想以上のヌルヌル爽快感。そこに予想外の超絶クオリティの敵役掘り下げ。これが見たかったと、そうきたかの気持ちいいくらいのコラボレーションでしたよ。
I take it you really liked it. Couldn't help but smile wryly. As a fan of the original manga myself, I enjoyed the movie for what it was too. But right now, I was having even more fun seeing just how happy Edu was. I also felt a sense of relief. Our last movie date had sort of ended in failure, but... yeah, the only reason it ended in failure was because Uta showed up out of nowhere. This time, she seemed to be wholeheartedly having a blast.
そりゃそうですよ。
Edu beamed, nearly jumping with joy.
映画自体超楽しかったですし、ポップコーンもはちゃめちゃ美味しかったですし。
Was it? I thought it was pretty average, to be honest.
私初めて食べたんですもん。感激しちゃいましたよ。感動ものでしたよ。
Huh. Is that so? I suppose we hadn't gotten any snacks on our last date, except for the crepes. Perhaps the popcorn was another reason she looked so satisfied this time around.
改めてコーラとセットで買ってくださってありがとうございました、つむぐさん。
Well, you know what they say, it's not a movie without popcorn, hell no.
というかそもそもこうして一緒に映画を見てくださってありがとうございました。
Ah, you don't need to thank me for that. That's all the reason Kina-san gave us these tickets anyway.
それくらい嬉しくて楽しくて幸せな日だったってことです。分かってくださいよ。
I get it, I get it. This is unlike any other day you've had during your time as an angel, right?
そういうことです。分かってもらえるとなお嬉しいですね。
Oh, well. There's probably more where that came from. She perked right up again. Come to think of it, I don't think Edu's ever had a normal day out like this before. Unlike her previous date, we were simply hanging out with no ulterior motives. Simply two classmates spending their day off together. And yet, she was this happy about it. Once again, I couldn't help but feel glad I decided to come with her. On that note, Nah, Edu, are you forgetting something important?
なんですか？これ以上何があるって言うんです？
Lots. After all, Dave's not over yet, you know. So, what do you want to do next?
そんなこの嬉しさや楽しさがまだ続くって言うんですか？まだあるんですか？いいんでしょうか、そんなまるで夢みたいな一日があって。
This isn't a dream, it's normal. For a day like today, at least. I'll tag along with whatever you want to do today, so just say the word.
つむぐさん、ありがとうございます。それではお言葉に甘えて。そうですね。
As though unable to contain herself, Aether broke into a wide smile and looked around the area. Couldn't help but smile as well as I waited for her to speak. Ugh, looks like I ended up being victim to her cuteness after all. Once I became aware of it, it was already too late. And if I was being honest with myself, I'm the one who doesn't want today to end just yet. I told Aether I'd tag along, but the truth was I wanted this too.
そうです、つむぐさん。
While I was lost in thought, Aether suddenly shouted aloud as we struck by an idea. Or as she was struck by an idea. Hearing the excitement in her voice was enough to make me chuckle before she even said anything. Well, what is it?
はい、実はですね、前々から気になってたんですよ。
Is it an arcade? Alright, sure. What is it?
あのお城って何なんでしょう？
Oh. As I looked in the direction Aeru pointed, I immediately fell silent, and my eyes landed on the building she was talking about. After all, what she was pointing at was a Western-style castle you might see at an amusement park, which was in Yep. Which was in reality a love hotel.
気になりますよね、つむぐさん。なのでもしよろしければこの後ぜひ行ってみませんかというチラチラ。つむぐさん。
Come Truth be told, last night I used the love note again. When I did, the advice it gave me was enter the castle. Oh my god. Love note's the wingman. Naturally, I had no idea what it meant at the time, but now, to think it had been talking about the love hotel. I felt like shaking my head in disbelief. Well, if you're really that curious about it.
はい、気になりまくりんぐです。すごいですよね。お城ですよ、お城。テーマパークか何かですかね。中には入れるんですかね。
Well, I mean, you'll be having amusement. No doubt about that. In other words, Ado had absolutely no idea what kind of facility it actually was. But she was curious about it. She wanted to check it out. And if possible, she wanted to go inside. With me. Plus, if the love note had suggested I do this very thing... Ado?
Hi!
I made up my mind and threw caution to the wind. Let's go!
Oh!
A short while later. Holy shit. This place is amazing. When we entered the room, Ado spun around oohing and ahhing at everything she saw.
すごいすごい、本当にホテルです。豪華なベッドがドーン。
Hell yeah.
外装がお城で休憩もできるホテルだなんて、なんだかおしゃれですね。
Yeah. On the other hand, I was naturally having a hard time keeping my cool. In fact, my heart's been racing this whole time. I mean, we'd actually gone inside together. Even though I was just gonna go with the flow. Even though she had no idea what this place was. I was actually in a love hotel with the girl I liked.
とりあえずベッドにダイブとわあ、ふかふかのふかですつむぐさんのベッドとは大違いですよ。
And with the way the girl in question was frolicking around like a child, I was feeling guiltier and guiltier by the minute. What am I gonna do then? I'd made up my mind to go for broke, but with Ado acting like this, I couldn't bring myself to go any further. First of all, we're not even that intimate yet. But at the same time, we found ourselves together inside a love hotel. It'd feel like a huge missed opportunity if I didn't make a move. Maybe I should come clean and explain to Ado what this place really is after all. Yeah, you're gonna have to do it eventually, dude. As I was debating this, however...
あ、テレビのリモコン発見です。
Sorry for that pause. Ado suddenly said innocently,
とりあえずつけるしかですよね。こんな大きいテレビも初めてですし。ってわけで、てい
Before I could say anything, Ado switched on the TV. The LCD immediately flickered to life and...
すごい、おちっぽ来てる。
Oh, here goes the lesson, if you will. Ado instantly froze, her breath catching in her throat. I didn't blame her. This is probably the first time she'd ever seen an actual hardcore sex scene.
あ、いや、違う。これは違う。
Her face turned beet red as she punched the remote control again and again, trying to switch the channels, but... Good God.
いいのじゃないですよ。なんでカメラアングルが変わるだけなんですか。
What the... Are you serious?
と言いますか、なんでこのテレビこんなお茶の間に流せない番組しか。
Sumugu, you might want to start talking immediately. Well, you see... I hesitated for a moment. Now that we'd come this far, I made up my mind and pressed forward. That's because this is a love hotel. The cat was finally out of the bag. There's no going back now. I'd heard that was how things worked here, but this is the first time I've ever actually been to one myself. Well, since you're already here and all, why don't we just let it play? I mean, that's the sort of place this is after all. Perhaps you'd finally grasp the situation at hand. Her ears turned bright red and she began to sweat bullets. However,
そうですね。何せラブホテルですからね。そういう場所ですもんね。
ugh, I wasn't expecting that. Thought she was going to suggest we leave immediately. But instead, she hunched her shoulders, squirming nervously, and said,
運命の人を作る上でいい経験になるかもしれませんね。これは。
She smiled earnestly, trying her best to stay as cheerful as possible, trying to hide her panic and embarrassment. In other words,
なんて、はい。まあそんな感じで、テレビはとりあえずこのまま気にせずに。
she would do anything to keep things from getting awkward between us. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning. It was too late now.
つむぐさん
I couldn't stop my heart from pounding. My feelings for Ada was swelling beyond my control. Yeah, that's probably what it's supposed to say. Ada?
はい。
She replied meekly. There really was no stopping myself anymore. It was all or nothing now. Actually, this feels like destiny to me right now. Both of us getting those tickets to the movie, going to see it together, hanging out together. And even though you didn't know what this place was, we even somehow ended up in here together.
私は最初から知ってましたよ。ここがラブホテルなことくらい。
Sure you did. Then I'm understanding this correctly, right?
どういうことですか？
You knew this was a love hotel, but wanted to come here with me anyway.
あ、いや、それは。
To be honest, I'd gotten my hopes up at first too. After all, I have feelings for you, Edu. I think the one I've been looking for is you.
そういえばつむぐさん。結局聞きそびれてましたけど、先日ノートには一体誰の名前を書い。
Yeah, it was yours, Edu. It said our fatedness was 72.
それは。
I used the notebook yesterday too. It told me to enter the castle. And here we are, you and me, inside the castle. I'm sorry, but I can't hold back anymore.
何を。
Well, if the patch works, I'll be back. Oh, I thought we were going straight to the 18 before he said I love you. I steady. I steady, Eddie.
いや、つむぐさん。
You're not running away after all.
だって
エル。
つむぐさん
Finally, I pushed her down onto the bed. And as I'd expected, she didn't try to resist. Holy shit. So, started off with cunnilingus. Then we went straight in. Did that for a little bit. And, now here we are. Both no longer virgins. After our first mind-numbingly sweet lovemaking session.
つむぐさんつむぐさん
Don't go any further upwards, because I don't want to censor nipples. If I don't have to. Stop clinging to me like that, Adu. Even while we're cleaning ourselves off in the shower, she'd been like this the whole time.
嫌ですそれこそもうダメですもん私ダメにされちゃいましたもん女にしてもらっちゃいましたもん
Hey,
だから離れられないです時間いっぱいこうしていたいです
Yeah, I feel the same way.
だったらなんでくっつくななんて言うんですか
Honestly, it's because you feel so soft, it's almost taking me hard again.
いいですよ私は何度でもだってもう経験しちゃいましたし
I don't know. It seemed to me like they did it more than once, but I digress. That's, I mean, I'm really happy to hear that, but I think that's enough for today.
なんでですか我慢できちゃうレベルってこと
You might have forgotten about it while we were doing it, but now that we've calmed down a bit, the pain's starting to come back, isn't it?
それはでももっとしたいならお気になさらず
I don't want to hurt you more than I already have. I want to cherish you because I love you and I'm serious about you. I know that was a really cheesy thing to say, yeah.
いえなんと言いますかキュワーってきましたキュワーってだからこうああつまりつむぐさんの得意技私に特攻効果のある殺し文句ですよ
Is that what they're calling it now?
エッチの最中にもたくさん言ってくださいましたよね
Well, they just sort of came out, you know.
そんなことないですよもう最高でしたよだからつむぐしゃんつむぐしゃんスリスリ
Stop doing that. I tried but failed to say. After all, she looked so blissful ever since we had dirty and, moreover, she's absolutely head over heels for me now. Realization sent tingles running down my spine. I couldn't bring myself to say no to her now, let alone peel her off of me.
キューって嬉しいまた私たち一つになってるみたいです
In fact, I wanted to hug her too. Hold her soft body into my arms, embracing her tightly. As I did so, I had to breathe hotly, letting out a dreamy whisper. But that wasn't all.
つむぐさん私
Huh?
私は恋天使だから本当は人と恋はできないのにあなたにこんな情熱 熱的に抱いていただいたらもうダメです。
エル。
はい、つむぐさんと一緒でもうダメです。止まれるわけはありません。
Are we really about to do this again?
あなたが好きです。
Ah. Yeah, there we go. Edu! I love you too!
苦しいですよ、つむぐさん。
I couldn't stop myself from hugging her either. After all, this is the first time she had clearly and unambiguously announced her feelings for me. You don't know how happy that makes me. I love you too, Edu. I love you too!
つむぐさん。
And so I hugged her even tighter, declaring my feelings for her as well. As I did, she trembled like a small bird in my arms. Then she buried her face in my chest, nuzzling her forehead against me.
だったらもう私たちいっそのこと
Unable to finish her sentence, her murmuring trailed off into an embarrassed sigh. Strangely enough, though, I knew exactly how she felt and exactly what she was going to say. So I finished her words for her instead. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it. Yeah, let me rephrase that. I feel the same way, so let me be the one to say it. Holding her up in my arms, I met my gaze with hers. Hey, dude. I want you to be my girlfriend. And I want you to be proud of the fact that you want it too.
つむぐさん。
Okay, yeah, that's what it said. What do you say?
はい、喜んで。
And so that day, inside that curious castle-like building, Edu and I became lovers at last, as though we were fated to do so all along. Well, finally got there. And with a rather steamy H scene, not gonna lie. She said she wasn't allowed to fall in love with a human, so I wonder what that's gonna be. I wonder what's gonna happen because of that, if anything. I wonder if the Archangel is gonna show up to smite me, and maybe fire Edu because of it. But anyway, we'll just have to see what happens. But until next time, don't be a dick to your significant other, especially with someone like Edu or any of the other girls, or Masura, and keep on rocking.